We were discussing about marketing. Then, we had seen the channels of distribution. You can here you can see channels of marketing. That is direct marketing channels and indirect marketing channels. Then the factors affecting channel decision, marketing institutions, problems, and measures to reduce the problems. Now we are going to discuss about new trends in entrepreneurship. New trends in entrepreneurship. The first thing is about student entrepreneurship, which we had already discussed in one of the earlier topics. Student entrepreneurship, like there are so many examples. One major example, one common and quite famous example I've taken, that is about Mark Zuckerberg, who is we can say social media baron. Like he is one of the pioneers, or the person, he is a person behind, or he and his group of friends, we can say, was a person behind. I think all of you might be knowing it, behind starting off this social media platforms, which includes Facebook and all. So uh, they had they are all millionaires who made their fortunes in technology, and they started this business when they were still students. And it shows that there is no need to wait for completing the education to start any business or to launch your own business. So in many cases, we can also see that many of these pioneers, many of these business people were even dropouts who actually went after their dreams. So the thing is, for becoming a student entrepreneur, actually, just like any other endeavor or any other activity, you should have a clear plan. Clear plan, not like just a hobby or something which you had a thought a night before and you want to start something. It is not like that. But there should again be a clear plan, clear idea regarding what is your objective, how to mobilize the resources, who all can support you in this case, those things. So this is one trend. Like many of the students nowadays, especially in IT sector, not only in IT sector, others also, but prominently in IT sector, they come up with so many startups where, and many of these startups actually get funded also by very various large companies as well. So this is one new trend. Then e-entrepreneurship. E-entrepreneurship or electronic entrepreneurship, it's nothing but using an electronic platform and offering the products and service based upon a purely electronic creation of value, that we will see again later. Then there is women entrepreneurship, that is again, it was there earlier also, but nowadays we can say that it is gaining more and more importance owing to much more educational facilities and much more societal acceptance. Women entrepreneurship is also a rise, we can say. It is a remarkable trend. The rise of women entrepreneurship in India is a remarkable trend. One very good example I have mentioned over here about Nykaa Fashions, which was started by Falguni Nayyar. So this is a very remarkable trend, as I told you, from a time when women were very much restricted into their households, and now they are coming out in order to develop their human resource skills and all, and they are even seriously starting business, and often most of them are nowadays which are coming are being started on their own. So there is, we can say that education, growth of education, growth of opportunities and all for women to start their own business in the country. Especially nowadays, there are so many supports which are joining hands, like NGOs coming forward, so many companies also coming forward to educate and support women entrepreneurs in the country. Next, we will see about e-commerce. Very easy to understand, very simple. What is e-commerce? Transacting or facilitating business on the internet. Very simple. Transacting or facilitating business on the internet. It's the short for electronic commerce. E-commerce is the short for electronic commerce. So marketing students, when you go to semester 5, you're having a separate subject itself in e-commerce. That means it's a very wide topic. Here we are just touching it and going. So e-commerce is described as a variety of market transactions which are done using information technology. And I need not explain at all, the rise of internet has actually uh, made it a boon or gave an opportunity for having this type of transaction systems on the internet. It means the capability to buy and sell goods, information, services, etc. through the use of internet. So it is contributing to growth, lots of opportunities, employment opportunities, lots of transactions, not only world over, but in almost all the countries. It is actually transferring or transforming the traditional business and making the business work in a new way. There's lots of transactions which are paperless. That is very important. Paperless transactions, and informations are being shared using data, using electronic data, especially email and all. So here we can say that it is just evolving around buying and selling online. It involves various different types of activities. Some examples I have mentioned over here: online shopping, where we buy and sell on the internet. Sellers can display their items in various websites, and buyers can browse and choose the product of their choice just with the help of a mouse click. And I need not tell you which are the various online shopping sites. Just put in the chat box some of the online shopping sites. Yes, just put in the chat box some of the online shopping sites which you people are commonly using. Yes, very good, very good. Yes, yes. Amazon is almost, I think Amazon is some one of the preferred one maybe. Then Meesho, Flipkart, Nykaa, JioMart, Myntra. Yes, so many are there. So see, so it has made our lives much more easier. So online shopping is one very good example. Agio is there. Agio is there. Then Shoplo, so many are there, isn't it? So many are there. Where whatever we want, we can just click and find select it. Then electronic payments, Zomato, Swiggy, all are there. Yes. Then electronic payments. How? When you're buying goods online, definitely there is a mechanism for electronic payments also. Easiest. Again, payments may be देखो phone pay है, Google Pay है, even net banking, all are there. These are all again making the lives much more convenient. Then online auctions are there. Online auction means, what is auction? Looking for a buyer, bidding. That is also easily can be conducted using electronic means. Online ticketing means booking a ticket, whatever ticket, air tickets, movie tickets, train tickets, and all has become very easy now. We need not stand in a queue at ticket counters for getting it done. Then there is internet banking, a revolutionary aspect in terms of banking, we can say. It is possible for you to perform the entire functions of banking operations without visiting a physically in a bank. Then most of the banks, especially in the private sector, we can see that sitting at a home through video conferencing and all, they are okay with opening an account, and all the transactions will be easily getting done. Then recently, a few days back only, I opened an account with a reputed bank. I didn't have to go anywhere. I had to just scan my documents and send it. I just had to take a photo and send it to them. It was so convenient. Then these are some of the common examples. Apart from that, e-commerce can be applied in many other areas as well. Like it's very commonly applied in supply chain management and logistics. Then not only in domestic payment system, it can be applied for international payment systems. Like that, so many other aspects are also there. Then teleconferencing or telemedicine, instant messaging, digital wallet, everywhere we can find that e-commerce is playing a major role. Now, what are the different features of e-commerce? It's a virtual world. There is global reach, provides two-way communication. There are uniform standards, benefits of specialization, disintermediation, ocean of information. So virtual world means internet is actually, we are not physically meeting anybody actually, isn't it? We are not meeting anybody physically, but at the same time, it is a reflection of the real world. Things are happening just like how it should happen in the real world. So it is called as a virtual world. It requires just marketing spaces on the internet, and everything other things are like happening smoothly. So whatever is happening in the real world is reflected in the online media. That is virtual world. Global reach. The users of internet, it's continuing to grow rapidly. As compared to traditional commerce, e-commerce is actually having a global reach. It allows for cross-cultural transactions, cross-country transactions, and even geographical boundaries are crossed very easily over here. That is why we are saying it's having a global reach. It provides two-way communication, isn't it? How two-way? Physically, we are not meeting. Are we meeting? We are just interacting with the, like if you're having any complaints, we are interacting with the customer care. Buyers can not only clear their doubts, they can get their inquiries answered. They can even negotiate many cases. So it is definitely providing a two-way communication. Then yes, one person with another. It is not that nobody is there on the other side. Definitely there is somebody on the other side in order to answer our queries. And it has become much more relevant, especially since last 1.5 to 2 years. We can see how people are now shifting towards a lot towards e-commerce. Then uniform standards, very important. Worldwide, we can say that they are using identical technical standards. Means if you want to send an email, for example, if you want to send an email, you will be using the same procedure. If I want to send an email, I will also be using the same procedure. It is uniform. If I want to shop something in Amazon, I will be using the same procedure. It is not like you are having something else or I'm having some other technology over here. That is why it is mentioned here, it is uniform standards. Then benefits of specialization. At the same time, even though it is uniform, there is benefits of specialization or personalization. It means it helps to create differentiation over here. Like we can see candidates or people who want to send specific messages, that can be done adjusting to a person's name, address and all. So both are there all throughout. In uniform standards are maintained. At the same time, there is also personalized services. Then disintermediation, very important. Use of disintermediation. Recently, yesterday only we saw about intermediaries. How intermediaries play a very important role. Now, e-commerce, one very important thing is that there will not be intermediaries. Disintermediation means refers to the removal of middlemen from the distribution channel, and it's almost like selling directly to the customers. So this is very much a direct marketing. And people are, of course, people are involved over here, but there are all sales people who are helping in order to deliver the goods to the customers. So this intermediation means there are no intermediaries in between. Then ocean of information, isn't it? We can search anything and everything on the internet. Like we can even store our data. Then it also many times we can say that these data are reliable. We are getting reliable information at an affordable price, and there is so much of richness in the information. And we all of us, like all of us depend on Google for getting lots of information. Many times we can see that this information is considered to be very much accurate and reliable. Of course, there are chances, there can be disadvantages as well with respect to the information, but still most of us rely on the information which is being shared in the Google. So these are some of the features of e-commerce. Then functions, almost same only. It helps in global sourcing. Global sourcing means there are workers, temporary workers working at all levels, and sitting at home, we can easily get the goods which are being manufactured in any other country. It also facilitates electronic data interchange, or EDI. It is known as EDI. It is an information system where you can connect with another business party, or you can connect with a supplier. It helps to transmit and receive information without major delay. It helps in ensuring customer satisfaction by delivering products and goods faster, facilitates e-banking or electronic banking, email, one of the easiest method of communication used nowadays. It is an effective communication media, and a large number of transactions or communication is happening every day through email. It also helps in motivating entrepreneurs because by it is easy. It is easy once you learn about it. It is easy to do the business online. There are so many entrepreneurial friendly software packages and all. You are just register. You can see now, especially during the pandemic, how small uh, shopkeepers and all, business people and all who couldn't run the business, small hotels and all, how they got associated with Zomato, Swiggy and all, how small artisans, handicraft people and all got associated with other e-commerce websites and all in order to get the business run smoothly. So this is what is, it is very easy to start, and it will definitely help the entrepreneurs to get motivated. Importance, it helps to remove location restrictions, reduces time and money spent by location restrictions. It is open 24 hours a day, 24/7. Only thing, we should have a good internet connection. Reduces the time and money spent, helps to address the customer requirements effectively, speedy and convenient shopping. We don't need to be there in that shop. It is the one-stop shop. E-commerce has popularized the rise of one-stop shop, means everything can be available in one particular location. If you just go into Amazon itself, you can find that everything is available over there. Fashion, then household items, everything, whatever you want, almost everything is easily available over there. You can find over there. Whether buying or not buying, that's a different thing. Then it is improvement over traditional marketing because there is no intermediate, just eliminated the intermediaries in between, and traditional marketing will be serving only few customers in a particular geographical area only. Then large scale operations, very important. E-commerce enjoys the benefit of large scale operations, and these benefits are passed on to the customers, thereby making the customers pay less. Then definitely it is a boost to economy where more and more people are having access to internet, especially nowadays. And this is actually helping in even conducting market research, where you can easily get the feedback from the customers, isn't it? Reviews dekhte hum log, hai na? We do send reviews, we do read the reviews and all about various products and all. So through this way, they can improve the transactions as well. Okay, so these are the importance. Then advantages, again same thing only, repeating. Overcome geographical limitations, gain new customers with search engine visibility. Then lower cost, locate the product easily quicker, eliminate travel time and cost, provide comparison shopping. Very important, you know, comparison shopping. When you enter a website, you can find products from different companies, different brands, especially clothing. Different brands will be available, and it's easy to compare. It even helps in enabling deals, bargains, coupons, and even group buying. Combo offers aate hain na, that is group buying. Provides abundant information, increase the sales. Then even it is actually rising of virtual community. To an extent, it is very much convenient for the customers. Now, when you might have observed, you search for something. What is the search engine visibility? You search for something, and maybe in FB you're searching for some product or anything, or you just like the page in FB, or you just viewed a page in FB. After some time, you can see, or even if you search for some product, you can find that similar type of advertisement, similar type of pages will be popping up. They will be suggesting such pages for you, isn't it? So this all help in gaining new customers, attracting more and more customers. Then limitations of e-commerce. Definitely there are some limitations, but at the same time, it's much more convenient. It lacks personal touch, and sometimes we feel that we should personally, physically go to a shop and get it done. Not everything can be replaced, isn't it? So it may not be equally good for everyone, equally comfortable for everyone, especially maybe the older generations and all might find it difficult. There are chances that e-commerce may delay the goods, lead time will be more. Many cases, and lead time means the time taken to get the product, time taken between your placing the order and getting the product in your hand. So there are chances that delay may happen if it is some very important item which you want, very important product which you want to use it immediately, and you have placed an order and it's getting delayed, means better you definitely would have thought I should have directly gone to a shop and bought it. So there are chances that goods may be delayed, but it has all improved a lot now. Many goods cannot be purchased online. Despite its many convenience, we can see that not everything we can buy online. There are chances of perishable goods many times. Of course, that is also being available online nowadays. But many things, in order to get it done, you might have seen this product is not available and all. Not everything may not be, will be available online. Even if it is available online, it may be difficult. Like for example, some type of medicines and all, they will be having their own temperature settings and all. So it's better to directly go to the shop and get by it. Then no experience of the product before buying, before purchase. We cannot touch the garment, touch the dress if you want to buy it. We cannot see whether the shoes will fit our leg or not. We cannot even smell the perfume which we are going to buy. So definitely such limitations are there. Then anyone can set up an e-commerce site, especially just like we tell, anybody can open a YouTube channel. वैसे हम लोग बोलते हैं ना, anybody can open, and yes, that is also correct. Quality of the product may not be up to the mark. What they are showing over there, that may not, when we are buying, it may not come out successfully. So that definitely that limitation is there. And anyone can set up an e-commerce website. It is possible. It is said that it is possible to set up a store in just 10 minutes. This will create lots of entry into the market. This might be an attraction for the budding entrepreneurs. But when we look from the point of view of the customers, we actually don't know which is a reliable platform. We may find it difficult to understand unless it is topmost. जैसे कि some brands like Amazon, Flipkart and all. Then there is, when it comes to clothing, Myntra. When it comes to fashion, I'm talking about Ajio, Myntra and all. Unless it's very top names, since there are so many e-commerce websites, we cannot actually believe which is the right one, because anyone can set up an e-commerce website very easily. Then there can be definitely security issues regarding transactions, because when we are making an online purchase, there are chances that frauds can happen. We will have to provide the information, credit card information and all many times. And definitely they say that they won't be misusing it, but hackings can happen. So their security issues will be there. Now, types of e-commerce: B2B. B2B means business to business. Both the participants are business people. B2C, like we people, business are selling to the customers. C2B, customers to business, where suppose I want to sell something and I can place it on board. C2C, customer to customer. OLX, that's one very famous platform. B2G, business to government. C2G, customer to government. G2E, so government to employee. G2G, government to government. M-commerce, mobile commerce. F-commerce, Facebook commerce. These are just for your information. Can you tell me any example where what is the C2G? C2G में क्या होता है? C2G, that is after just a second. C2G, that is customer to government. How are we using internet? When we are paying our electricity bills, when we are paying our water bills and all, anything online, when we are paying income tax filing. Yes, very good. Tax filing, these are all part of C2G. What is G2G? Government to government. When one state government is interacting with another state government, or when the state governments are interacting with the central government. when tenders are placed or anything like that. That is G2G. G2E is government to employee, when the salary and all is being credited using online platforms, online portals. Even we can say customer to government when you're filling your Mumbai University enrollment form. That is one method. C2G, you're providing, that is one is common method, a common example we can say. Then M-commerce means using mobile, where you will get the SMS and all. Facebook commerce means social media. Facebook commerce, it's just like, it is just mentioned over here, but rather than that, nowadays it's social media, everything together, isn't it? Like Instagram is there, Facebook is there, WhatsApp business is there. So this is one of the most trending thing in e-commerce. There is immense popularity of Facebook, which provides or which attracts the customers in order to transact the business. Most of the important companies, important corporates and all have their own page. Through that page, they try to converse with the customers and even with the leads, even with the prospects. Prospects means those who are not customers, but they can be converted into customers, like that. Then starting an e-commerce business, as I told you, it takes hardly 10 minutes. You should have a brand name, USP, unique selling proposition. What is USP? Something only which your product is having, only which your company is having. That is unique selling proposition. There should be a website, products. You should have a system to collect payment, preferably online payment. You should have group of people who will help in delivering the goods. You should also have qualified people helping for this entire activity. Another one common advertisement media which we can all see now, social media, that is vlogging. Bloggers are there, isn't it? Blogging. Pele it was only blogging, where it used to be just written. Now there is vlogging, where people are making fortunes out of it by posting the such videos in YouTube, Facebook and all. And this is actually, even just by posting videos and all, I think you might be, people might be knowing better than me. They are earning quite a huge amount in this particular field. So there are so many opportunities over here. At the same time, there are chances all this could be misused as well. It's about how we are taking it. Here's some of the very famous online e-commerce websites I have just added over here, which you have already mentioned over here from various fields. Food business is there, then Flipkart is there, Amazon and all for general everything. Fresh to home, that is again food business, where you will get meat products easily. Big basket again, groceries and all. Ola and Uber for transportation. So these are just some of the social media tools, not social media, some of the e-commerce websites which are very much popular in the country. I hope these concepts are clear.